son of a billionaire diamond mogul?
No, I am not, and I never presented myself.
He still seems to be living a life of luxury.
Morning.
Authorities estimate he may have scammed in total $10 million from victims around the world.
Amazing, amazing.
You don't feel bad for them in any way?
I feel bad for something that I didn't done. No, I feel bad for whatever happened to myself.
So the Tinder Swindler drama continues. Simon Leviev, whose real name is Shimon Hayut, the subject of the Netflix documentary, could be facing more legal trouble as he has been hit with a lawsuit by the real Leviev diamond family, which he allegedly pretended to belong to. So the Tinder Swindler allegedly defrauded around $10 million from the women he duped. He was sentenced to 15 months in prison for fraud in 2019, but only ended up serving 5 months. He was released from prison due to good behavior. Now, the real Leviev family is going after him for allegedly impersonating them and enriching himself along the way through the use of their name and brand. The daughter of Lev Leviev, Chatig Leviev, gave a statement to NBC saying the lawsuit was the first step to ensure that Hayut face justice and that he gets the sentence he deserves. She went on to say, quote, Shimon Hayut is a fraud who stole our family's identity and has tried to exploit our good name to con victims out of millions of dollars. He has no relation to the Leviev family and has no affiliation with our company. I'm relieved that his real identity and actions have been globally exposed, and hopefully this will bring an end to his unscrupulous actions. Now, Simon Leviev, or Shimon Hayut, claims he's not a fraud, and according to reports, he's actually threatened to sue Netflix for defamation. So as you can see, there's a lot going on here, legally speaking. Join me now to weigh in, attorney at the Bianchi Law Group, LLC, David Bruno. David, thank you so much for joining me. So David, a lot to unpack and chew on here. But first, I'll start with the lawsuit from the Diamond family and what they're alleging. Do you think they have a case?
Yeah, well, interesting. This first step that they took is what's called a civilian criminal complaint. It's grounded in criminal law, and they basically jumped over the law enforcement community to establish their own civilian complaint as crimes. And that's what the defendant and his representatives are saying. It's like, hey, the police aren't doing this. This family is doing this. And that's just really the first step. They're alleging libelous publication, infringement of privacy, and violation of trademarks. It's typically some causes of action that we do see in the civil realm. So, but the family's on record. The attorney came out and said this is just the first step because they intend to come after, it looks like, not only the individual in the civil context, but any affiliate that is making money on them. I think it's a chilling effect. They're trying to deter future publications and images that really defame this family. This Diamond family's reputation has been defamed by this man, and it only gets worse every time this story plays out. So I think it's a proactive approach by this family to try to get in front of this and really stop the damage.
So, David, I don't know if you saw the documentary on Netflix. I watched it, but in the documentary, they are saying that the Tinder Swindler had actually photoshopped himself into a photo with the Diamond family members. It's just kind of crazy that somebody would potentially go that far, according to this Netflix documentary. Now, what about the Tinder Swindler, if you will? What about his lawsuit against Netflix? Because he's saying that he's innocent, that they have defamed him. Do you think he has a case? I mean, obviously, there's two sides to the story here.
Right. When we talk about defamation, the defense to defamation is truth, right? So that's critical. It looks like through that documentary that Netflix is on the right side of things here, but it really depends on what is true and what is not true. So also, when this Tinder Swindler files his action, man, he's going to be subject to depositions. He's going to have to be put under oath. I don't think that's a good play for him, given the wrongdoing that he has, because there's so many other jurisdictions that are involved here. He may line himself up with some other criminal charges from other jurisdictions or some other plaintiffs in other civil actions. So it may be a little speak now, but I think when he gets counsel, he's going to opt out not to file that action against Netflix.
Yeah, well, we'll see. He hasn't filed it yet, so we'll see where they'll go. But it looks like, according to the Netflix documentary, the women had a lot of evidence that they handed forward, which were text messages that they say were between them and the Tinder swindler. And so it seems like there's a lot going on there, and multiple women came forward. But I also wanted to note that the jail time he served wasn't actually because of the claims that the women made. So it was separate. Well, David, we're going to leave it here. Thank you so much.
All right, Steph.
Thanks. Coming up next.